So welcome back to Silksong, and what I'm going to do is, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to show this clip before we get into what I'm going to try to at least help with today. It's going to be hard. So that was pretty cool looking, wasn't it? Well, I'm going to raise you this clip now. That was also pretty fast. But how about this one? I was also pretty fast. So how did I do that? So today I'm going to give you the bare bones basics of how movement works in Silksong, and how with just a few simple steps you can get good at it too. So mastering the movement of Silksong is actually fairly easy. Anyone can do it with a little bit of practice, and your bread and butter of learning how the movement works and everything is Hornet's little vault up here. She does this whenever she's close to a ledge, and it's imperative that you use it a lot. The reason why it's the bread and butter of Silksong's movement is if you hold the jump button mid-animation, Hornet will do a full-size jump. And from here you can chain it to a double jump, to a dash, and so on and so forth. So the next step is learning how the harpoon works. The harpoon is very straightforward. You thrust your needle out, and whatever it hits, you zoom yourself to. However, there is a hidden attribute that gives you very brief iframes at the end of a harpoon. And you can use this to your advantage by harpooning past enemies, or using enemies as a harpoon target, and completely skipping them to continue your whole movement charade. It's also worth noting that if you're mid-air while you use harpoon, you will completely stop all movement, which makes a lot of the movement in this game really possible with harpoon. So the next step is the double jump, and it's actually kind of fairly straightforward. You have mid-air jump. It's also worth noting that in classic Hollow Knight fashion, when you pogo, you gain everything back. So if you notice, I have no double jump, I pogo, and now I have my double jump back. And that pogo thing also works for these bells here. So say like I burn my double jump, and then I do that, and now suddenly I have my double jump back. The final basic principle is being able to improvise your movement on the fly, because there's going to be enemies, there's going to be moving parts and everything, and you have to be able to be quick on your feet in terms of actually getting your movement done, so you can either avoid the damage or just straight tank the damage to keep moving. What about the more advanced principles? Well, the first thing you're going to want to learn is being able to use the dash to clear a small distance, because the dash can also trigger the vault. And this can be chained into a lot of stuff. And as you saw, some platforms are big enough for Hornet to just straight stick to. And from here, you can chain it to with a double jump and all of the other movement fun stuff. So the next advanced principle is learning how to move up a hallway quickly. Most people would probably just wall jump like this. Yes, it gets the job done, but it is very slow. There is a way to speed it up, so instead of jumping on one wall, you jump on both walls. And you can only do this if they're about this width, and less, obviously. So let's time it now. It's a lot faster. That's kind of the basic principles of Silksong's movement. The rest is up to you with fast reflexes and knowing what to do on the fly. It's the sole reason why I cleared those 3 hallways with the enemies actually active, because knowing how to move on the fly with quick reflexes is absolutely imperative to this game's movement being smooth, fun, and amazing to master. So with all these principles put together, let's do these 2 rooms properly. With all of the principles put together, it's actually really easy to get really good at the movement in Silksong. It just takes a lot of time, patience, practice, and who knows, maybe eventually one day you'll become a movement master. Anyways, I'll see you later.